We're packing up and on to our next destination, which is Buffalo Museum in North Dakota. And it rained last night. Not raining right now, thankfully, for during pack up. And well, I tell you, the sites are not designed well. I had to stand in water. I had to change my boots, put my boots on to work on the pedestal because there's so much water. So they didn't quite design these sites not quite right. So there you go. But yeah, gonna head on out and hopefully get to Theodore Roosevelt before there's some wind advisories coming, so hopefully we'll get there before the wind. But hope it's a good day. Everything mechanically works well, and there you go. See you soon. Three hours into our drive today, and first stop in somewhere here in the middle of Minnesota. Non-interstate high roads we're taking today, and man, are some of these roads rough. I get it. I get winter is real and it does havoc to the roads, but yeah, one stretch by a lake, man, it was so bouncy. It was, the speed limit was 50, 55, but I was inclined to drive like 50 or 45 because it was so rough. So made it to a Petro in Fargo, North Dakota. I guess Fargo's just over the border. So fuel is supposed to be $2.92 or something like that. So I have to see if the settlement comes in like that. But yeah, I forgot to put any water in the black tank after we dumped this morning. So I was kind of looking around for water, but I don't see anything. So I did see this tractor over here. Kind of wondering how much that would cost to buy. I would guess, but I'd be probably wrong. Maybe 500,000. I have no idea. It's got a beat up truck, isn't it?
To say the United States is in for another sweltering summer.
It's pretty big trailers.
I mean, bigger bills for people trying.
Just kind of surprised to see a truck. Well, it's 6:30. We have a wind advisory tomorrow. It'd be nice to have drove all night and got to the campground, but I'll have to fight the wind tomorrow because of the drugs. But Buffalo Museum. We were here last September, so it's kind of weird to be in a North Dakota spot twice in a row in less than a year. But we were able to buy some sausage, so that's cool. We'll have some breakfast sometime soon. We've arrived. It's a little windy. We just arrived in Theodore Roosevelt, and our first close encounter.
Hi, pretty boy.
It's a view from our campsite. Hey, good morning. We are going to enjoy our first full day in Theodore Roosevelt National Park, North Unit, Jupiter Campground, and just give you a little bit of an impression of this campground. It's funny. We stopped at the main gate and showed them our beautiful American Beautiful pass to get in, and Joanne asked. I wasn't there, but Joanne asked about if the campground was full, and they're like, "Well, we don't know, but it never fills, so." Probably not. So, but this is a very unique campground, or unique. It's Cottonwood we stayed in the South Unit last fall, and it was just a large campground. It's super busy, cars all day long driving around, generators running. We got a spot, but I think it does fill up there. But this campground, similar looking, but the lots of sites open. Maybe not open for big rigs, but lots of site open, and just the two class A's we have here running their generators. Pretty much everybody else is not running their generators, and it's just spectacular and very peaceful. We're at a high wind environment. It hasn't really started yet today. It has started, but yeah, it's just it's really pleasant. And we've got this site where we probably can't make the turn. It's a pull through. We probably can't make the turn to get out, so we'll have to back out of the site, which is no big deal. And we positioned the trailer over here so that we could get our Starlink facing north and unobstructed. And I didn't really notice it. I could have stayed down a couple ones, but this guy down a few sites here has has canisters of gasoline. I'm like, oh my, he's gonna run his generator, but he hasn't yet, so I don't know what the canisters are for, but I guess they had a lot of water last year and the river flooded, and so the site across ours is closed. So we probably weren't supposed to do this, but we came over last night and poached their living area. Yeah, the peak and the view of the river and the peaks is just it's really great. It's what you want when you come to a national park. So very happy with this campground. The site does say they have a dump station and water. I'm like, well, that's great. You know, Cottonwood on the south unit didn't have a dump station, had water, but the water here is some kind of reverse osmosis system, and I think they takes water and does its thing and puts it into a tank, and then once the tank is empty, it's really no more water until it's able to replenish itself. And so we tried to put it right into our tanks yesterday, and then basically their tank emptied, and it became a real hassle. So last night I schlepped 3 5-gallon containers back to the trailer and dumped it in, and first time I've ever done that, and got it completely full. So if you come here, we're looking for water. I would come here with your tanks full of drinking. We drink out of our tank, so if you're not going to drink out of your tank, there's other water you can do that's not potable. I wouldn't personally want to put non-potable water in my tank, but yeah, there you go. We're going to go for a hike today. I think it's going to be super windy, but it's going to be really spectacular. Dogs aren't allowed, so that's a bummer because we'd like to take our dogs with us. They're great hikers, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So 2 more nights here, and then we are off to Canada. Peace. Not even a mile in and made a wrong turn. I should say I made a wrong turn since I was in front, but the All Trails app was nice enough to
Get us back on track.
Get us back to we think is on track.
Okay, so the marking sticks are few and far between at certain places, and I don't think the bison are helping the other ones.
We're starting our ascent to go up 4 miles of walking in the flat lanes. Over here somewhere.
I don't know where we're going.
Okay.
Alright, so the only hard part really so far about this hike is making sure that you're on a people trail and not an animal trail. Like, we are coming down this trail here, and there's a marker at the top of this hill. But right behind Carl, as he pans to his back that way, that is an animal trail. And it is so incredibly easy to just be off course because you aren't paying attention to where
And the markers aren't always necessarily that close together.
No, we're lucky on that one. So, but it's not overly technical. It is very muddy, but it's also very pretty.
Yep. Too small?
Tiny. You want a big ass bullfrog.
You've been going that way. Arrow says this way. slightly west windy here, but making haste. It's really up and down, not quite what I expected. Proof that I'm a bad YouTuber, we just crossed a creek, which was a little difficult, but we did it with dry feet. It's pretty cool. And we're dry. This valley's pretty cool. Can actually make some time, maybe pick up the pace. So we're here in Theodore Roosevelt National Park, and maybe a little bit of a easier day today. Going to do the 14-mile scenic drive, and we're doing a little bit of self-care this morning, yoga and stretching. Yoga for my wife, stretching for me. And I noticed when I was pulling out my weights that my back tire on my bike was flat, and I have tubeless tires, and I've had the back tire's been forever. It's a history of not keeping weight, but I hadn't thought much about it. And anyway, completely flat today, and I put more sealant in the tubeless tire, and with a hand pump, just trying to get it to seat and pump up, and couldn't do it. And so I just kind of wanted to make a quick note and say, hey, you know, luckily we bought an air compressor, and bought an air compressor for the tires, and so we could inflate or deflate on this trip, since we're going to be gone for so long, months. And we bought just a plug-in. Since we have an inverter on the trailer, we bought a plug-in instead of buying one of those Vi-Airs that are super expensive. And yeah, so anyway, the air compressor came in handy because I couldn't get it to pump up with my hand pump, but the air compressor didn't even have to plug it in because it still had pressure in the tank, and was able to get it to seal to the rim. I don't know if the sealant's going to fix it, but yeah, anyway, just another good thing to have on a road trip. I think these were just 150 bucks, 170 bucks. There's the culprit. Brought some stands with me, so yeah, it's a nice way to nice thing to have on the road trip. I think I'm gonna try to clean the chain now and use the air to spray it out a little bit. Peace. Just a little windy. Wind.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Just walking in the prairie. And way down there is our campground. Wait, I don't know if it's around the bend or not. Probably. That's our, we're departing Theodore Roosevelt National Park and Juniper Campground. It's a really nice campground, quiet, and I'm staying on the road. There's nobody driving back and forth. It's super nice, quiet. It is a bit transitional, people coming and going, but as far as the campsites. But the only downside is it did say dump station and water, and getting water into a tank was difficult. And then the water here at the dump station there's more water leaking onto the ground. I mean, water is supposed to be precious, but they haven't taken the time to maintenance the equipment to have it work. So we're trying to take on some water, and it's not going well. Here's a picture of it. But, yep, if you're coming here, I would incline to say if there's a truck stop or something on your way that you could take on water, that's the way to go. I wouldn't save it for when you get here. But yeah, beautiful park, love it. Pretty good hiking. I think hiking's better than the South Unit, and the scenic drive is only 14 miles, so if you're just here to drive, and probably not the best for you. But yep, love it. We're on to Canada next. Going to town to get some propane and then diesel fuel, and then we're gonna head for the border. See you then. Looks like a fairly recent buffalo bath. I guess they have those things everywhere. There's one over here, one over here. I guess they like to have new ones, so they're always creating little divots, little holes in the ground that they can romp in. There you go. This is nice. There's a lot of trash and recycling containers here. Wish they took glass, but can't have everything.